everyone. This is Silver Cheesecake bringing you the first episode of the Bring It Back series. Today I'm going to be talking about the N64 game known as Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This game was developed in 1996 by LucasArts under the action-adventure genre. It correlates with the Star Wars novel Shadows of the Empire, basically starting at the beginning of Episode 5 with the Battle of Hoth and moving through the sixth one. While characters like Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia play major roles in the storyline, the character you control is Dash Rendar, who's pretty much a Han Solo type character in the game. There are multiple modes of play throughout the 10 levels, including traveling by foot and utilizing the Outrider, which is pretty much the equivalent of the Millennium Falcon. Most of the levels involve you controlling Dash himself. You're equipped with a laser and can pick up to 5 different types of ammunition to smoke the bad guys with. Like many adventure-type games, you fight bosses at the end of certain levels, sometimes going up against 2 or more forms. While the levels generally go by pretty quickly, the replay value finds itself in the option of selecting one of 4 difficulty settings, as well as the hidden challenge points strewn throughout the levels that give you bonus lives and allow you to get one step closer in unlocking a secret. Controls are pretty basic for the most part, except in that it uses pivotal turning, like that in Mega Man 64. Other than that, you're running, jumping, flying, and later even jetting through your missions. Typical Star Wars elements present in this game include AT-STs, droids, TIE fighters, and the bounty hunter Boba Fett, just to name a few. The variety of enemies is not insignificant. Each level presents something new. My input is that while I can't claim to be a Star Wars fanboy, I do enjoy the franchise, and with this being my first Star Wars video game ever, I enjoyed it as well. I think the multiple difficulty settings accommodate to players of all skill levels, and the ability to unlock different endings upon completing a higher difficulty gives players something else to strive for. One really unique element of this game is that it's got a completely orchestral soundtrack. The brass and percussion are just brilliant, some signature Star Wars elements right there. Each of the levels you play as Dash contain numerous checkpoints so that if you die, you can start the level again close to where you left off, unless of course you don't have any more lives. I respect the aesthetic detail put into this game regarding the environments of each level. With the orchestral pieces put into said environments, the settings give off a certain feeling, which to me is a nostalgic one. Not all those feelings are pleasant ones, though. Namely when fighting the giant Dianoga boss, which is one of my top 10 scariest bosses. Overall, I think this game is a really neat Star Wars related game that isn't unnecessarily overdone, but also doesn't really require one to have a broad knowledge of the franchise, especially when it comes to the straightforward missions. Other games that I would recommend in this franchise are Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader for the Nintendo GameCube, and Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith for PlayStation 2 and Xbox. But there are definitely tons of other Star Wars related games for all different platforms though, so feel free to list some of the recommendations that you guys might have in the comments section. I'm also curious to hear, for those of you who have played this game, what your favorite levels were, or which ones you liked the least. That's all for this episode of Bring It Back. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you all. Yep, I know, that was really corny.